We can reveal, Kieran, that Australian government officials are working with New Zealand in the hope they can open the border to the land of the long white cloud as early as September, the September school holidays. At the very least, the hope is trans-Tasman travel could be up and running in November. Meanwhile, as we know, this state borders thing has really ratcheted up. So far, the PM has decided not to buy into this, and the New South Wales government cannot believe he's not. Greg Hunt was pretty diplomatic, the health minister there too. It's Gladys Berejiklian thumping the table on it at National Cabinet, meeting after meeting, and the PM so far sitting on the fence, instead leaving front running on it to the likes of Simon Birmingham and Peter Dutton, who've been critical of Annastacia Palaszczuk. Instead, it's been put to me that New South Wales cannot understand why the Prime Minister does not go harder on this, seeing it as a potential economy wrecker and a real missed national economic opportunity with the international borders shut. Let's have a listen to a diplomatic Prime Minister on this again yesterday.
National Cabinet has been working incredibly well together, and one of the reasons it has, I think we all understand our own responsibilities and we focus on those and the decisions we have to take, and we seek to align across all the parts of the country as much as we possibly can. When it comes to the issue of borders, that was not a decision of National Cabinet, that domestic borders should be put in place. That was a unilateral decision taken by those individual states and territories. So what I'm saying is that there is no National Cabinet decision to have domestic borders. And states and territories, where they're making those unilateral decisions, they are accountable to the people in their own states for those decisions and justifying why they need to be there, and the health protection they believe it may offer, and indeed the economic damage that it can create. And so it is very much an onus on those premiers to be able to justify those decisions, which was not a decision of the National Cabinet, as to why that is the right thing to do for their states. Now, I think one of the reasons the National Cabinet has worked is I have not sought to interfere in their jurisdictions. But what I will say is I think New South Wales is leading the way on this. I think they're setting a cracking pace.
Given all this could be an interesting National Cabinet meeting this Friday. Well, there's a simple reason, if you believe sources close to the PM, that he has not come out hard on this issue. Having done all the hard work to unify the National Cabinet, he does not want to split them over this. Shadow Treasurer Jim Chalmers found himself having to defend Queensland Premier Annastacia Palaszczuk's position this morning. There are hopes the Queensland Premier will change her mind in the next week or two, and travel to Queensland might be allowed in July. WA could be another matter. Let's have a listen to Jim Chalmers.
We want to see the borders open when it's safe, when it's appropriate, and when the medical advice is consistent with that. I know that a lot of the mayors around Queensland have said publicly, and not just Labor mayors, have said that we need to have an abundance of caution here because an outbreak of the virus will be devastating for the state economy. I'm also conscious that Annastacia Palaszczuk will be meeting with the Mayor of the Gold Coast to talk about this. We do need to be cognisant of the fact that our Queensland-New South Wales border has a couple of very big population centres either side of it. That means that the decisions taken in this space by those two states are more consequential than otherwise.